the writer, the mentor, and then you have all seen the actors at the screen today. Blackland, Igor, Rupert Dint, Florian Lucas and David Cross and Stig-Henrik Hoff. En liten beskjed på norsk. Vi kjører nå en felles seanse med noen spørsmål i plenum. Still gjerne spørsmålene i plenum om dere kan og vil det. Det enkeltintervjuer og gruppeintervjuer etterpå som dere har avtalt med Tonje. De blir korte. Tonje står der. Alle som lurer på om de er plassert og hvor de er plassert, de snakker med Tonje. Først kjører vi denne session i plenum, og så tar vi foto, så det intervjuet. Og jeg Anne Berensen.
Så går vi i barn.
Og så går vi i barn etterpå. Og så vil vi gjerne, dere ser at det veldig fullt her. Så når vi går på intervjuene, så vi veldig glad for om dere kan vente nede. Så går ting veldig greit. Vi har folk som passer på at dere blir hentet opp når det tid. Yeah! So, good morning everybody. Did you have a nice party last night?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for it. I would like, Peter, you have been waiting for this day for quite a while. If you have one comment or one message today, what will that be?
Rock on. No. No, I'm just very happy to finally come out with this movie, this Norwegian movie here in Norway, which I made for a Norwegian audience, and hopefully and luckily it seems that the movie will travel as well to other parts of the world. But I wanted to. It was only one word. No, I'll use many. That's not my strong side. I wanted the movie to be a different war story in Norway. It took place in Norway, some involvement of Norwegians, but first of all, it's a new angle, a new way of portraying human beings behind the uniforms in World War II. We have seen a few stories about our heroes. The story has been told many times, and of course will be told again, but I'd like to see something different. That's about it.
Then Olek, and you chose to come to Norway from Denmark and Sundtoga for the first time. Why did you come to Norway to do this story?
Because I had the privilege of selling the Ellen movie, which proved to me that Peter Næss has the capacity of making film for an international audience. And then here we had, you could say, a type of World War II movie where actually there was maybe no heroes, but at least there was no villains either, you know. So actually, we had a story where, for once, you know, we could reflect on war times, on the relationship in between human beings, spot through the little mirror of a remote cabin in the hillside of Norway. So I thought the story was extremely exotic in a way, and then placed in a, for the rest of the world, quite fantastic landscape. And everybody from the international scene that have watched the movie says, "Wow, does Norway look like that?" And I say, "Yes, it does. Yes."
Cold and freezy.
No, beautiful. And scary.
Florian, you play Mr. Frost, and you met him once, or at least once.
Yeah, once, yeah.
Can you describe him, or what was he like?
He was a real gentleman. So, and he was very kind to me, and he offered me, you know, he said to me, you can ask me everything. So please try to ask me questions, whatever you want. So that was great because it was very open to everything. So he told me a lot about this time, and he was he was a real gentleman and a real, you know, like old-fashioned officer in a way. So, and he had a lot of friends here in Norway, and so it was great to meet someone who's not, you know, kind of old Nazi officer or something like that, but a very kind person. So, and we had a great dinner last year, and he told me a lot about the times, and that helped me very much.
And Lapland, you play this Davenport.
Davenport,
And how would you describe Davenport as a character?
Not dissimilar to the Shoppers in some ways, in that they're both, you know, we conceived of Davenport as a sort of Daclan, British gentleman. And when I met Horst, I was astonished at how well dressed he was. He was extremely well dressed and bore himself like a gentleman. And so Davenport, I suppose, you know, what we have to go on the real man that he was based on was that he was well educated, and we saw a clip of him just walking gently just down the road in Norway, and he, you know, he's very tall and bore himself like a gentleman as well. So that's what we have for him. I suppose he was, for me, I wanted him to be slightly superior, or at least think he was slightly superior, but not really mention that, just sort of be it.
But you once told me that you copied
No.
a teacher from your university.
It's true.
That's fun, you know, to talk about the methods of an actor, just taking a person from your youth, you know, and then copying now your professional life.
It's true. Well, I won't mention his name.
Sorry to meet you.
No.
We don't know him anyway.
But he was my teacher at university, and he I won't say too much, but he certainly bore himself like a gentleman.
And for those of you who doesn't know, Mr. Hostrup is he came to Norway for the first press conference of this movie in March last year, and sad to say he passed away in August. Otherwise, he would be here today together.
We would have been in his 100th year.
Yes. And then I have to ask you, what made you to come to do this Gunnar Smith?
I just thought it'd be a great challenge, and just to make a film in Norway, I thought it was going to be really exciting. So complete kind of change of scenery. I've filmed in Harry Potter for 10 years, doing the same kind of thing. It was just quite refreshing to go on a mountain for 3 weeks and play Smith, who was just this great character. Who's just a real force of angry energy.
Yeah.
It was just really fun to play. Yeah, it was just a great experience.
And it looks like you have a nice time and have a bit of fun together as well. And then, David, what about you? What made you to come to make this movie?
I thought it was really interesting to get the arm chopped off.
Have you done that before?
No, I think, no, of course I watched Peter's film, Erling, and some of his other work as well, and I really enjoyed his films, and I thought it was a great story as well, and also to work in Norway, which is a really beautiful place, and yeah, and also like it's a great cast, it's like really a good bunch of people, and it was, yeah, that was like the main thing, I think.
Stig-Henrik, you had quite a few weeks together at Brooklyn last winter. So you would tell a story from the shooting. What was the most memorable moment?
The weather. The weather conditions changing all the time, and we're having so many things which is actually working against us because it's so difficult to shoot in the mountains. When it's, of course, you guys know that, it's so windy, it's changing all the time. And we have like bazookas with a kind of smoke. 4 or 5 guys are in that corner, and all of a sudden the wind changes, and then you have to go on the other side. and the wind machines and everything. So, but I'll say, of course, that the fantastic thing about being shooting in Norway for me is fantastic. I love my country, and to be together with Petter, which is one of the best directors that we have, and also to have this cast. It's to get. I mean, when we did the film, we all worked so close together. And we were always helping each other out, even though we're off the camera. We're always on the camera, and it's a great bunch of people. I think that's the good. I like that very much. And also the script was fantastic.
And then we can ask the scriptwriter, the writer, what was the goal when you started writing this story?
To show that I do not approve of war, and in a way we used the word that we wanted to show that war is absurd. So we also knew that we had this way to go. Then in the end they had to make friends, and we wanted to show that they changed or they learned something, and we wanted to show that war is absurd. So that was the clear goal: is an anti-war movie, and we wanted to make it very. Maybe a little bit like a theater play. And I remember when Strunk was shot, the shots were ringing in the mountains. Let's only have one shot. So we have one shot in this movie. That was to show that this is not a normal war movie. It's not Platoon 2 we're making. It's a very low-key war movie.
We kill rabbits.
We kill rabbits. That's another two shots. I'm gonna forget the rabbit.
Anyone wanting to ask a question?
Yes, Petter, you said that this is the film you wanted to make. Would you all agree with that? And what were your favorite scenes?
Me?
Yeah.
The favorite scenes?
Yeah.
I think they come in a very good order. So I like the scenes. I like all of the scenes. Actually, I don't have any favorite scenes, but it was very important for me to add the humor to this stuff, the balance between the drama and seriousness, but also the humor, the absurdity of this encounter. They try to maintain their authorities. They are vain people. They dress up in uniforms. I like to sort of portray men in a situation like that. We're quite silly, and so I like all the humor about it. First of all, to say I like the movie.
I know you
but there was one fantastic scene which I praised the writer for doing is the scene where you see the two officers in each their uniforms, and then they undress. And beside the uniform, they had the same, type of underwear, and actually prove that here we are, two human beings, in the same type of underwear, and now we have taken off our uniforms and we are here. And it's a scene that probably will look extremely simple in the script, but actually proves that it's masterminds that are behind the script here that allows yourself to tell a strong story in such a little scene.
Presenter dere gjerne når dere stiller spørsmålet.
How do you prepare for the role in this film? Is it difficult learning the Liverpool accent?
It was actually, yeah. It's quite a hard accent, and it wasn't really an accent, but I was really that kind of I listened to a lot of the Beatles and a soap opera called Brookside. Yeah, it was fun doing it. I think the accent kind of suited that kind of spiciness of the character. And, yeah, a lot of times no one really understood what I was saying. Yeah, it was fun.
Ja, neste. Presenter dere gjerne når dere stiller spørsmålene. Ja, hvor du kommer fra?
Fra Radio Rakel, heter Ulrike. I got a question for all actors. Can you relate to the person you're playing in any kind of way?
Of course.
Short?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. To some degree, I've never been a soldier. I think that's well, short answer, yes and no.
That would be go for you too.
No, not really. I'm quite a laid-back, kind of quite calm person. Yeah, and that's not really Smith. He's kind of quite angry.
He's frustrated because he has no woman waiting for him. What about you, Florian?
Yeah, definitely. Because that's so nice about acting, you know. I'm in this moment. I'm just the person I play. So I don't have to think about the bad things, you know, in this time and all the horror and the horrible things that happened in this time, and just thinking about what the fuck did the Germans in Norway. And it's still strange to be here and play in such a and play such a story. And but in the moment when I act, so I can identify very strongly, and I'm very connected to this character. And yeah, of course, I am in a way Horst Schurkes at this time, in this moment. That's great.
Yeah, I think also that is fantastic too. I mean, that's our job. We're going into our characters, and if you don't love your character, you're looking down, or looking down on your character never makes a good character. I mean, I have to love my man. If not, I'm not doing my job.
Well, I think it's really difficult to imagine how it really was in war. Like how would I myself behave, or what would I do? And but of course I think I sort of understood my character especially is grown up with this ideology of Nazi Germany, and he's this is what he grew up with. So he really got taught all about it, and it's like a brainwash, and he really sticks to it. He sticks to it through all this horror which they experience in Norway, especially him with his arm cut off. But yeah, I think I sort of could relate to it. Yeah.
And also, it's so difficult for us to kind of. I mean, now we're all so clever about the war. We know everything, and everybody is got the knowledge, and nobody would have chosen to do this or this or that. And the point is that actually, when you're stuck in a situation like we were, I think it's you don't know how we would. We're all amateurs, as Petter told us in the beginning. Remember, you are when you're playing, you are kind of in the, you know what you're doing. But when you're in the cabin, we're all amateurs. We don't know how to behave towards each other, and it's yeah. So the point is actually to say that it's so easy to be clever in 2012 to tell about how people reacted in 1940. So I think that's the point as well. For us trying to play the feelings. I mean, you're hungry, simple. You're not hungry, simple. You're talking too much, simple. Shut up.
That was the hardest thing for Steve. He's playing the big Simon guy. But when I said cut,
so now I say cut. We have one more question before we take photos, okay?
I come from NRK P3. I have a question for Rupert. How do you plan your ongoing career after this?
I'm just going to kind of take it as it comes to it. It's been quite a strange experience since I finished the last Harry film, and I've just been kind of just picking the things that appeal to me, and yeah, just enjoying it, and that's kind of what appeals to me about it. It's just a great story, great art, so just seems like a great thing to do.
But do you have a strategy to pick roles that will make people think of not Ron Weasley?
Yeah, not really a kind of formal plan. It's just, yeah. I suppose I will I'm looking for the kind of characters that are kind of not wizards. Yeah, I mean, just
do what you want.
Yeah.
No wizards in these real life. Thank you. We now go for the photos. Tony will take you outdoor, so please just make room for them.